We still haven't decided what we're doing.
No. A roundup of the year.
Yeah, go on
starting
then.
with working backwards, because I don't remember what I did. I tell you what I remember today. We did that marvellous thing with Tigress for Converse, where
I don't remember this.
it was
Tigress the river. That's a river, isn't it?
Actually, it is, yes, but that's not what she's named after. She's named after a female tiger, but her parents spelt it like the river.
How do you spell it? How do you spell it? Like the cat? Tigress.
It would be, it would be
R-E-S-S.
but she's
Tigress.
Yes, Tigris. I thought she would be Tigris because over there where they live by the river Tigris, they pronounce it Tigris.
Yeah.
Not Tigris.
No.
So, but yes, she was doing an installation for Converse. I think it was February, and she came and asked if I could provide fragrances so that people could smell them out of this amazing machine that she invented. Right. And it was the grooviest event we went to all year.
I don't know why I don't remember that.
Oh, you were probably up a mountain somewhere.
Yeah.
And as we came out, we left. We were there quite early, and we. She invented a machine which sort of bottled different variations of them, so we had to get it all, legit. And she had an engraving machine which wrote on the bottles. I still have some with our logo embedded on them, and the queues were just massive. And when we finally left, because it was getting a bit busy for old people, and the queue was all the way up the street and round the block onto the Strand. It was downstairs in 180 Strand.
Yes.
Sort of underneath the Wes thingy exhibition. Film director Anderson. It was underneath
Wes
the Wes
Anderson
exhibition.
yeah. And then they've got that Soho House, haven't they, upstairs?
Yeah, so we did that for Tigress Lee, who was just an amazing, extraordinary person.
For Converse the shoes.
For Converse the shoes. Yeah, it was.
Do you think that the Converse the shoes are called that because they want people to converse?
Have a conversation. I know they originally started they were just genuinely painting things by hand. You could. Yeah. The designs were originally just painted on.
They were basketball shoes, weren't they?
Yeah.
Anyway, but that's great. Sorry.
But yes, but these had like high heels and all kinds of interesting things, and they're owned by Nike now.
Well, there you go.
So, then there was the exhibition at the Courtauld, where our fragrances were actually exhibited in the Courtauld Gallery for the bar at the Folie Bergère. That was quite cool. The year, I always feel like I need to look at Facebook to remind me what I did.
It's funny, isn't it? Because the other week I was looking back at all the working out what my favourite books were that I read this year. Yeah. And some of the books, I was like, I read that years ago. I didn't read that this year. Mm-hmm. I did. I read them it feels like such a long time ago. Yeah. Year's quite a long time, isn't it?
They speed up, by the way.
Oh well, I know that.
Yeah. But as you age, though, they get shorter.
They do, yeah.
Yes.
No, they do. Yeah.
I think it's a proportion of your own life, isn't it? 'Cause
yes.
Remember what it was like, waiting for your birthday when you're little.
Well, time is all about perspective. It's non-local. It is local, isn't it? Time is local. Okay. So time moves differently. For example, in this room now, than it would do near the sun, or where it would do near a black hole or whatever. So time runs differently. It's not non-local, is that the right word? So, but it's all about perspective. And it's not fundamental to the nature of reality, time. I've just read a Carlo Rovelli book about this.
Good. I was going to... No, I've forgotten it now.
But but that's it. And if it's all about perspective... And if it's a smaller proportion of your life per year, then of course it's going to speed up because... Yes. And it does actually speed up. Yes. It actually speeds up. Yes. And like when I'm sat next to Owen's baby daughter Molly... Yes. Time's running slower for her than it is for me.
And of course, Owen is one of those people who says, "Let's put back the meeting." He goes to it early. We had the conversation about some people. Yeah, some people see time running forward. Some people see time running backwards. So if we'd set this meeting for 2:00, and I'd say, "Can we put it back an hour?"
Yeah.
What time would you turn?
I would say 3.
Yeah, I would say 3. Owen would turn up at 1.
Oh, is that so?
Yes, and about 50% of the population do that. They see time going the other way. So when they say it putting back, they see that they're putting the time backwards. So you reach it earlier.
Yeah, right.
Whereas we're putting the thing back and getting to it later.
Yeah.
But so that in fact turns out to be sort of normal. Okay, so I have got to the point where I've started the year, so I don't want to be too tedious about this, but yes, there's a picture of the fox in my garden. I ran my workshop. We had 5-day workshop here in January. We're doing it again.
Are there still places?
I think I've sold. Yeah, I think there are 2 left.
2 places left. And what is the workshop?
It is the January Scent School. It's on the 4160 Tuesdays website, and somewhere between 6 and 8, normally 6 people, stay here, occupy the place. We use everything off the shelves, and we make perfume.
For a whole week?
For 5 days.
So that is 4160tuesdays.com.
Yeah.
And you can come, there's 2 spaces left, so snap them up.
This is true. That occurred.
That's good.
Yes, it is quite random what I end up putting on the Instagram, I've got to say. It is quite odd. I seem to have skipped straight through to March.
Well, Converse. We filled that time.
Yeah, and now I'm still starting to think, like, it's just gone so ridiculously quickly that I have hardly posted anything on my own Instagram this year. I realise that's not a problem. It's just that I'm really not sure what I did. This is. How's your year been, Arthur?
I've had a wonderful year.
Yes.
I've had a really, really good year. Do you know one of the things that's made this year particularly great? Learning to meditate.
Right.
Properly learning to meditate.
Yes.
Rather than just pretending to learn to meditate. That's changed my year. That turned my year around.
I've been doing it for quite a long time because of yoga, but I was taught in a particular way which I found to be not necessarily that constructive. So
oh, really?
The particular branch that I learnt with, they made you work a bit hard.
Yeah.
And you can come out not feeling better about it if you try too hard to concentrate on nothing. If you allow
that's impossible.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly. Then your mind fills up with all kinds of rubbish, is what I've been told.
Yeah. Well, but I would say to anyone watching, if you haven't learned to meditate, learn to meditate. I think that'll make your life better. And as a little review for that, just while saying that, Sam Harris has an app called Waking Up. I really recommend that.
Okay.
There you go. Go and do that, everyone.
Sam Harris's Waking Up app. I have found my year. I put it in 4160 Tuesdays, not my own, which reflects my life, I think. Okay. So we have the time that the old-fashioned glass hearse drawn by 2 black horses turned up outside the front. That was a day. Yeah. We're on to... I'm there at the... at Tigris's event.
Yeah.
Marvellous invention. What you're supposed to do was you're supposed to pump the fragrance with these sort of chemistry flasks. You squeeze the bulb and then smell the fragrance coming out the top of these funnels. Mm-hmm. But people kept smelling the bulb and wondering why they couldn't smell anything.
Right.
We learned that you have to make things quite obvious. We had Christmas lunch in January. You were there.
Was, yeah.
Next, I seem to have leapt to the pirate ship, where we went to Wales and did workshops on. It wasn't really a pirate ship; it's a ship, but it's got sails and it's the Bessie Ellen.
We like pirates.
We do.
Pirate Queen.
Barnes Fragrance Fair. I've just
You've got a fragrance called Pirate Queen, which is available on 4160tuesdays.com.
We have, which reminds me, that was last year. We made Fairy Queen this year.
Fairy Queen.
That was quite. We didn't launch too many fragrances this year. It's quite unusual.
Well done.
I know.
Congratulations.
We did the Amanda McBain for you.
Yeah.
That came out.
And that is, I think that's up there, my top 3 fragrances that you've ever made.
Well, thank you.
It's right, yeah, I think it's spectacular, and I think everyone should go and get a bottle of it right now.
Well, thank you. This is a good idea. We did London Craft Week, so we're in here, and then we're going to do that next year as well.
Yeah.
Short classes, introductions to perfumery. The Barnes Fragrance Fair, which is marvellous, reading that coming up in 2025.
You're doing that again. But for that, was that the one that you made that fragrance for?
Last year.
The Giles Brandreth one.
That was last year. That was 2023.
Was it? Oh,
Sonnet
goodness.
#1.
Yeah.
Time. Yeah. Oh right. And then I was off in Portugal. I went to Lisbon. First time I've been to Portugal for the Art and Olfaction Awards, and I spoke at the Experimental Scent Summit about the Courtauld.
That's right. Yeah.
That was lovely. It didn't win anything, but another 3 of my students either won or got nominated for something. So
that's really good.
Learn with us.
And those students, look at me. I'm good at always bringing this back. Those students are students on Patreon, are they?
They are. Yes, they are. They are all actually part of the Patreon. Yes.
So
the community.
So you can go onto Patreon and search Scenthusiasm and join the community.
Yeah.
Become a maker.
Yeah. Yes, and be friends with other people who have beaten me in winning awards, which is lovely, because that's what teachers should do.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Then we got completely stuck into Tempest Rose. Pass me a bottle with a tassel, thank you. And I've got much better at twirling.
Yeah, let's give you a gold one, just because it's more Christmassy.
Thank you. If I do it more slowly, then you can actually see it. If I do it quickly, it just disappears on the film, but I do it slowly.
Yeah, you're going faster than 24 frames a second.
Yeah. So yes, those have happened. Those got launched, and that's going quite well actually.
Mm-hmm.
Going to see Tempest Christmas show on Friday.
Nice.
Scented a ballet.
Yes.
That was actually scented. That one actually happened.
And we did a video about it at the time,
yes.
I think.
Marika came over and we talked about it. That's on the YouTube. Yes. British Library, some pictures of Tempest and me at the British Library. And it's not Tempest and I, don't anyone try to correct me. Pictures of Tempest and pictures of me. Pictures of Tempest and me.
Yeah.
The rule. There's a picture of you here bottling some stuff. You must come to help, yes.
Right.
We had... Oh, we must have missed spring school, because then we had summer school in there. Oh, and I got featured in the Financial Times.
So, hang on. Spring school and summer school, for those who don't know.
Same as January, really, except a little bit warmer. That's March. The end of March, we do 5 days here. Come and learn whatever you like. Some people have done it twice, and heading for the 3rd one. And
they get access to your expertise and also your materials.
Yeah, and feedback and constructive. When I say constructive criticism, I mean helpful advice and the like, and also get to speak to other people who are doing it at the same time, because it can be quite isolated kind of a hobby.
Yeah.
Most of the people who are in the Scenthusiasm group have already made successful fragrances. Some of them started their own business already.
Yeah.
And it's always lovely to meet them.
Well, I might book on one day.
I should just
Come
invite
and
you.
spend a week making stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be good.
I know all the names of everything.
Yes. Lang Lang, Labdanum. white birch. We sent Courtauld and I made fragrances for the open house weekend. It's been a while since we had a helicopter.
Yeah.
Open house weekend, we scented Southall Manor.
Right, yeah.
So I made Courtauld launch his fragrance. Like, get it done. So
Nice.
he did. And yeah, he scented the Art and Olfactions this year. We then scented the opera, which we didn't, for reasons that we were wearing the fragrance, but somebody at the theatre said we mustn't spray it into the room because, and we need to do a film at some point about psychophysical disorder, which is people who believe that they're going to be ill if a perfume is sprayed.
Right, yeah.
But if it's already been sprayed and they don't know, they're absolutely fine.
These are like people who say perfume gives me a headache.
Quite often, yes. But it does give them a headache.
Yeah.
But it's also, I mean, it's a bit like seasickness.
Mm-hmm.
Because the sea is not making people sick.
Mm-hmm.
If it made everyone sick, then everyone would be sick.
Yeah.
And they aren't. What happens is that the brain says, oh, you're a bit dizzy, you must have been poisoned, you'd better throw up.
Yeah.
That is exactly what happens. That's what makes people seasick.
Mm-hmm.
It is their brains just going, oh, I remember last time you felt a bit dizzy like this. That's right, you were ill. Let's be ill.
Yeah, right.
And that's it. And
Yeah.
And the only way to get past that is to kind of acknowledge, but then actually you have to practice.
Yeah.
But, and the brains are just stupid like that. They're so clever, they're stupid. They go, yeah, we know what's happening.
Well, yeah, I suppose in much the same way that, I get really car sick if I'm trying to read in the car.
Yeah.
But if I'm looking out the window, then I don't get car sick.
Yeah.
It's like if I'm trying to read, my brain doesn't understand that I'm in a moving box.
Yes.
But if I'm looking out the window, then my brain goes, well, you're in a moving box, so you're supposed to be moving.
Exactly. And that's why, if people do get seasick, the idea is not to hide in the cabin and think, oh, this is going to be awful. It is to stand and look at the horizon.
Yeah.
And then they're fine.
Yeah, and get on
Because you can go, oh, right, that's right, there's the horizon. It's still.
Yeah.
The world is, it's fine. We are still. It's all fine.
Yeah.
But if people have the same kind of psychophysical disorder and they thoroughly believe that it's caused by perfume, and I am absolutely not, putting aside things where, you can get an allergy by putting stuff on your skin. That exists. We measure for that, and it's just that there's just this kind of mega panic being caused by the most irresponsible wellness experts most of the time, trying to terrify people into thinking that perfume must be bad for them.
So what is it they're saying? What kind of things would you hear?
Oh, well, there was somebody on a very well-known podcast recently who just said, all perfume is toxic. She was, of course, selling a course to remove toxins from your life. Mm-hmm. But it tends to be that they want to try and find an explanation for something they can't explain. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, even doctors are I think in order to try and get people out of their rooms because there's nothing they can do, they say, oh, maybe it's perfume, avoid perfume. Mm-hmm. I know a few people this has happened to, it's like, oh, avoid perfume for a year, you'll be fine. They avoid perfume. They're in exactly the same situation as they were. And so they decided to use perfume again. But
yeah, and also it's like, yes, some ingredients that have been used in perfume are toxic, but
yeah.
they're not used anymore.
Yeah, there are some things which, like what's being banned, fig.
Yeah. And fig is
lovely naturals like
fig's a photo.
That's phototoxic. It's a skin sensitizer, but Artemisia, wormwood. Wormwood is a neurotoxin, which is why it's used in absinthe.
Absinthe, yeah.
Which does your head in. So, but it's the dose, as with all things. You can die if you drink 6 litres of water.
Yeah.
So are we going to ban water? No. So the thing about perfume is that everything allowed in perfume officially is allowed in. If there's a problem with it, it's allowed in small amounts, so that there isn't a problem with it.
I think I've said before that my rule in life is dosage.
Yep. Yeah, it's all about the dose.
It's just dosage on everything. Yeah.
It's pretty much what all scientists say about everything.
Everything. Yeah.
Particularly in the human body, you know, if you want to banish toxins from your body, have a liver. That's what it's for.
So
livers and kidneys.
But what's interesting is that you'll find, and you know, I'm not going to sit here slagging people off, but you'll find that lots of the people who are saying that you must avoid perfume for it is toxic are often maybe the same people who would be going, oh, it's all natural, isn't it? Or natural this and natural that. Whereas actually all of the most dangerous things in perfume are natural.
Yeah, it's pretty much the rule. And also a lot of them, a lot of these influencers, you can quite clearly see that Botox is their friend. And that literally has, like it's...
Botox?
It's the botulism toxin that's in its name. So, you know, they're happy with that. But anyway.
Isn't all of the Botox in the world made in one factory in Ireland?
I don't know.
I might fact check that.
I've not actually looked into it.
It's fascinating because they get it from peat bogs, don't they? There's a peat bog in Ireland where it's all where it all starts in a peat bog.
Mr. Pete Boggs.
Mr. Peat Boggs.
Okay, Pete's doing well. I don't know.
Well,
but isn't Pete's it's supposed to be protected. We can't go digging up peat these days.
Well, I might be. So in Westport, County Mayo, all Botox is made in Westport.
Westport County Mayo.
All of it. There you go. So everything that's gone in, inside everyone from the Kardashians' faces to, you know, the influencer who's telling you not to spray perfume.
Not to use toxins, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if it is in a...
I mean, the thing is, it's very difficult. I've met some people who've said, oh, I can't be around perfume. If somebody sprays this on the train, I'll get a headache. Yeah. And I've said to them, well, you know what it is, it's this. And they said, you're kidding me. You mean it's not the actual perfume? It's my own stupid head. It's like, well, if you want to put it like that. And one woman just said to me, oh, well, in that case, I'm cured. I'm not having that. Mm-hmm. She wasn't, you know, she was taking it back under her control. Yeah. Whereas there are people who want to take it under their control by saying, right, I will not have you put it anywhere near me.
Well, some light gives people headaches.
Yeah.
Like the sunlight. Yeah.
There are situations in which, you know, you can feel that you're about to get a headache and the thing will push it over the top. Yeah. Like I used to say, you know, my dad used to get headaches from seeing himself unexpectedly in a mirror. And you know, he would have to, if he saw his reflection and it wasn't, you know, if you look at a mirror there, you expect to see yourself reflected, so you know it's going to be it's twice the distance. But then, so if you're looking at a wall, you're expecting to focus here. If what you see is a mirror, the thing your brain needs to focus on is twice as far away. So there's a little switch that used to go in my dad's head that went, oh, that's not right, and it gave him a headache. Yeah, right. So he used to have to avoid mirrors. Yeah. But did the mirror give him a headache? No, not really.
Well, my auntie, she says that she gets the perfume gives her headaches, apart from the perfume that she wears.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that people who believe that naturals are safe and synthetics are dangerous don't get headaches from wearing essential oils, whereas they really ought to, because they're the ones that are dangerous. So if people say they're fine with essential oils, they just don't like perfume, then we know that it's like a physiological disorder. Yeah, yeah. It's not the contents. And it tends to be something that reminds you of a situation that you don't want to be in. And so it'll bring it straight back to you, and the brain just says, right, okay, quickly now, let's get out of here because we don't like it. This is the thing that we don't like. And some people just avoid it entirely. Other people like to impose it upon the entire space that they're in. So there we were, putting on this scented event. Oh, yeah. And we encountered somebody who didn't want the fragrance in the room. The thing was, the fragrance was already in the room. But if they'd seen it sprayed, then they would have been affected. And I feel sympathy with the people that this happens to. It's just really annoying when it happens at an event that we'd spent a lot of time putting together.
So what was the reason that you couldn't? It was in case it made people ill.
The notice said no perfume must be sprayed. There are people working here with allergies.
Okay, so there was a person there with
who wrote the notices, as far as I know.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, but I have met people who have come into events that I've been doing just to tell me specially that I shouldn't be doing it, it's really irresponsible, and there shouldn't be any perfume in the room because that would make them ill and I should stop it. But the room was already scented and they were fine. But I couldn't, if I'd said to them, but the room's already full of fragrance, at that point...
They get ill.
Yeah.
Yeah, fascinating, isn't it?
I just had to let it go.
Mm.
But, having a nephew who is allergic to a lot of things, many things, I'm conscious of...
Shall I turn it off?
Yes, turn it off. What? What are you talking to? Sorry. Who is this person?
You got your assistant on, isn't it? There you go.
I don't know.
Whatever
I've never
it is.
turned that on before. So, she doesn't want me to talk about that anymore.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, and then we leap forward to... Oh, then we went to Bulgaria. That's that out. Bulgaria to teach perfume plant to Bulgaria.
Mm-hmm.
Next year we're going to do the special saffron tobacco one later in the year in October.
Saffron?
Yeah, we're going to pick saffron and we are going to make perfumes from tobacco absolute and similar.
So saffron as an ingredient, is it yellow?
It is. One of the problems with saffron in perfumery is that it is... there's a material, one of the chemicals in it is highly restricted. So it's a skin sensitizer. So saffron itself, essential oil, very severely restricted. But I have an attar with attar saffron, which is co-distilled saffron and sandalwood, which is very lovely, and that's not too difficult to use.
Yeah.
Stylist Live, we had 3 days. I don't know what's happening next year.
What did Stylist Live? In your year roundup?
You were away.
Yeah, I know, but that was in November, wasn't it?
Yeah, we're there already.
I was very sad to miss it.
Yeah.
I really like Stylist Live.
We were very sad not to have you there. It wasn't the same. We went to Stockholm to the Polaris event, which we'll probably do again. I'm sure there must have been other things that occurred.
Oh yeah.
And then and then we had Open Studio last week. Ta-da.
Nice. Great.
That was a lot less interesting than the year felt.
Well, we missed a lot of things out, I'm sure.
Yes, we did. That's your
Instagram roundup.
I know. I should just...
Yeah. You made a fragrance for me.
Yes.
Called Flawed Fern, which I went and took.
Flawed Fern is coming out in the January Joy box, sold out, can't have it too late. But
it's really, really good.
I like Flawed Fern.
Well, we made it on a video.
We did.
Yeah, fennel and kumquat. It's really good. It's really good.
Thank you.
And basil.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, a fougere in the sort of 1960s style with extra extra salad, I'm trying to say. Extra added
salad.
Arthur's favourite salad. Yeah.
Well, great.
Yeah.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Whoosh.
Anything you'd like to... do you have one thing that you'd like to happen next year?
I'd like to get this book out.
There we go.
That's going to happen. Yeah, the new online course, which I'm desperately trying to get finished for the 31st of December so people can start it as their New Year's resolution.
Great.
And the accompanying book.
There we go, the online course.
Yeah.
Great. Follow us on Patreon. No, join Patreon.
Done.
There we go. Follow us here. Click subscribe. Click the little bell button for notifications.
That's if people are following it on YouTube, because if you want it without the ads, you see, I put it on Vimeo as well. So it goes on the Patreon. So if you're already on the Patreon, thank you.
Yeah.
YouTube, yes, you have to sit through the ads. Sorry about that.
And just, like and subscribe and all of that.
It's been a very busy week. Yes.
Happy New Year and happy holidays.
All the best for 2025 and happy Yule.
Happy Yuletide.
Yuletide.